Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is DreamFiction and today we will be reading the story The Emperor of Darkness written by Georgethetperson 55. Are you alright partner? Asked Dreg. I'm fine Dreg. Don't worry darling, everything will be fine, you'll get your parents back reassured Tiamat's old fragment. Hopefully, but I have this bad feeling replied Issei. Everything will be fine like Tiamat just said just go and get some rest said Vritra. Fine, thank you guys said Issei as he unlocked the door and went to sleep. After an hour girls came to his room to find him already asleep and joined him of course. The next morning Issei woke up feeling quite well, he woke up an hour early, but he decided to get up anyway by somehow managing to get out of his morning prison without waking the girls up. He dressed up and teleported to the dragon territory. There he just wanted to relax, so he spread his wings and started flying at calm speeds, but not long after someone joined him. Hello Issei, how are ya? Greeted Tannin. I'm fine replied Issei. Tannin instantly noticed that something happened to him. So what happened? Asked Tannin. Nothing goes past you huh, it's just yesterday I went to visit my parents after all this time but they don't remember me they replaced their memories, said Issei. It will be fine as long as they didn't erase you and just replaced you otherwise it won't be reversible said Tannin. Yeah, said Issei. Is there something more? Asked Tannin. Rizavam is the leader of the Chaos Brigade said Issei. I heard he was killed. Asked shocked Tannin. When I was in Kyoto I killed a few Chaos Brigade members, but before that, I wanted to find out who's eating them and they said that it was Rizavam he's alive said Issei. Well that just guarantees that they will release the beast as I heard he was pretty crazy in the past, so what are you going to do now? Asked Tannin. Right now I have about an hour left, so I need to let off some steam somehow said Issei as he looked at Tannin with a smirk. Tannin understood what he meant and they flew to their usual spot to spar. This time it was way harder for Tannin as he had a hard time even getting a single blow. After Tannin's beatdown Issei teleported back home and found the girls at the door waiting for him. They all went together to school as usual. After school they went to the Orc Caddis and Murayama tagged along. Valerica knocked on the door and they heard a faint come in. As they entered the room they saw Asia and Kaneko with terrified faces. Akeno stood by Riaz with her head low and Riaz had a look of surprise, hope and jealousy. Hello there, did you come here to finally talk things out? Asked Riaz with hope in her voice. Before Issei could say anything he was interrupted by Kiba. Why are Caddis and Murayama here? Asked Kiba nervously. They are here with me, after all, they are my mates answered Issei. The club members had looks of surprise. Anyway, we are here with serious business, said Irina angrily. And what might that be? Asked Kiba. Why did you replace Haidu couple memories? Asked Ingvild while pointing at Riaz. Well, when Issei disappeared we assumed he died because he activated the Juggernaut drive for the second time well that's at least what my brother told me, so we changed his parents' memories, answered Riaz nervously. But that doesn't explain why you are now the daughters of his parents, said Murayama. We lived there with Issei and didn't want to leave said Riaz. Alright, that doesn't matter anymore just remove the spell said Issei. I can't said Riaz. Why? Asked Caddis. Because we didn't just replace, we erased him from their memories, answered Riaz shaking in fear. Issei just stood there with no movement no emotion, nothing. How dare you? Screamed Irina with tears. No it's fine they always wanted daughters and always been disappointed in me, anyways said Issei. Issei? Asked Murayama. To them, I was just a useless perverted son, but that doesn't mean I didn't love them, said Issei as he clenched his fists tightly, his eyes started to glow. You're just one messed up person you truly are a devil but at least take care of them properly, said Issei as he walked out of the room with the girls following him. They got back home and Issei left to fly some more, but this time in the familiar forest, while the girls discussed what to do. We have to tell Surziches about this said Irina. I can call Grafia said Ingvild. Alright, do that and I'll talk with him said Valerica. Ingvild called Grafia and asked for a talk with Surziches. Grafia accepted their request and she and Surziches teleported to their house. So what happened? Asked Grafia. Riaz erased Issei from his parents' memories, said Irina. Grafia's and Surzich's eyes widened from the news. What do you mean by erased? I asked her to replace him for now because we didn't know if Issei truly died, we waited for confirmation from Valerica said Surziches. What do we do now, I don't even know what to give him anymore, I gave him some of the Underworld's lands already said Surziches. We don't know, you'll have to ask Issei for that yourself not that there is anything to replace his parents, said Valerica. Alright, I understand said Surziches as he lowered his head in shame. But Issei. Meanwhile, Issei in the familiar forest was flying and rethinking what to do. I think that I'm really cursed with bad luck, said Issei. Bad luck? Why's that? Suddenly a sweet voice asked from behind. Issei looked behind and saw a beautiful dragon flying after him who was Tiamat. Once she sensed his presence she immediately tracked him down. "It's just bad things after bad things happened to me recently, I just don't know what to do anymore," said Issei. "How about we go to my cave and rest for the day?" suggested Tiamat. "Sure," answered Issei. Some time later they reached the said cave, and as they entered Issei saw just how beautiful the cave was. It was shining pale blue, there were crystals and ice all over the place that made it look majestic. "Whoa, Tia, this cave looks amazing," said Issei. "Right. That's the reason I live here, it's just so beautiful," said Tiamat. "Yeah, just like you," said Issei without even realizing what he said. Tiamat smiled at his statement. Tiamat stayed in her true form and laid down on the floor. Issei came up to her and sat down against her neck. "Well, that's comfy," said Issei, making Tiamat giggle. "So what happened?" asked Tiamat in her sweet tone. "So where do I even begin? I was killed by my first girlfriend, betrayed by my previous mates after I protected and loved them. I was ready to die for them, not because of them. Then the Chaos Brigade started to ring warning bells by tons of rumors, found out some crazy old Stan-class devil is the leader of the brigade and wants to release the beast. I need to get stronger as fast as I can to protect everyone. I have to lead a faction. My parents forgot who I am. I was erased from their memories and replaced by my ex-mate. So many things are happening way too fast. I can't keep up anymore. It's like fate itself is trying to completely destroy me," said Issei. Tiamat lowered her wing and covered Issei like in a blanket. It was so warm and comfortable for Issei. He could just fall asleep immediately. "Everything will be fine, you have your faction as your support, you have your new family as your support, that includes me too, you have Drake and other souls as your support. We will help and support you with everything we got, because we love you and care for you, we need you," said Tiamat in the sweetest voice she could muster. "Yeah, thank you Tia, I love you too," said Issei as he fell asleep. Tiamat looked at him for a couple of minutes before asking Drake something. "Drake, is it really that bad?" asked Tiamat. "Unfortunately yes, he's trying to get stronger so hard, he wants to protect everyone, and that includes you. He's overworking and overthinking, and I fear that he's too stressed. He hides it from the others really well. No one noticed how he's stressed and tired actually. He's training with Ritra right now," replied Drake. "I see, what do you suggest we do?" asked Tiamat, wanting to help her mate. "He needs to relax some more. 3 days isn't enough to relax. Actually, when he was in Kyoto, he relaxed just a tiny bit because he was looking after his daughter," said Drake. "Wait, daughter?" asked shocked Tiamat. "He's like a father figure to 106 Yaokai girls. They didn't have a father and Issei fit that role perfectly, and they started to call him dad. That made him very happy, Issei, and the mothers looked so happy hearing the girls call him dad on the last day. He even spoiled them as much as he could. He's now overprotective of them. It looks like he wanted a family." The child explained Drake. Tiamat was stunned and at the same time happy that her mate wanted to have children. Plus, before Kyoto, he always played and spent time with hatchlings in the Dragon Mountains. He trained them, played with them, ate with them, said Drake. "I believe he will be the best father." "No, he already is one," said happy Tiamat. "But he is," said Drake. Later Tiamat went to sleep as well. They slept very comfortably and wore happy smiles the whole time. Morning arrived and Issei woke up from his slumber. He looked around and saw that Tiamat was not there. Standing up he fixed his clothes and started to walk out of the cave. "Wow, that was the best sleep I got in a while," said Issei as he stretched. "Good morning darling," said Tiamat as she approached Issei. "Oh, morning," Tia greeted Issei as he looked at the entrance and saw Tiamat in her human form. Suddenly Tiamat came up to Issei and kissed him. "Someone can't wait any longer," chuckled Issei as they parted. Tiamat just smiled. "Well, I better go now, I need to go to school, plus the others don't know where I went yesterday," said Issei. "Alright darling, but don't forget to visit me," said Tiamat. "Sure, you know you can move in with us?" asked Issei. "Of course, I will live here for some days and there for some days," said Tiamat. "Alright then, I'll see you later," said Issei as he left, of course, not before kissing her. As he teleported back into his house and his room, he accidentally saw what he wasn't supposed to. He saw Valerica, Ingvald, Irina, Murayama and Cadis changing their clothes while still completely nude. "Sorry, I didn't mean to intrude like this, I'll get out," said Issei as he started to walk towards the door with his eyes covered by his hand. This action surprised Cadis and Murayama a bit. If it was the old him, he would have kept looking with a goofy smile. But something unexpected happened to Issei. Cadis grabbed him by his wrist and stopped him from leaving. "Why, you know you can look at us, we're yours, so you don't need to be this worried. We won't yell nor beat you, we enjoy when you pay attention to us," said Murayama. "So don't be this scared around us, we don't mind you looking at us, you make us happy when you do," said Cadis. Alright," said Issei as he turned around and saw the girls smiling and blushing as well. They all kissed him one by one and got dressed. Later they had breakfast and went to school. Issei was more relaxed than usual, probably because of what Tiamat said last night. It made him happy that he has such support and a newfound determination lit into his soul. When he sat at his seat he asked Drake if any other dragons could help him or if there was any other way to get stronger fast. "Drake, are there any other dragons that would give me their soul fragment if I asked them?" asked Issei. "I think there is one that would. His name is Cromcrouch. The last time I fought him he told me that he just wants to fight strong opponents and not destroy or dominate the world," explained Drake. "Okay, but how do I find him?" asked Issei. "I can try to communicate with him by mental link," said Drake. "Alright, do that after school," said Issei as he looked out the window. "But a small warning, Issei, he is an evil dragon, so you shouldn't drop your guard around him," warned Drake. "Sure partner," replied Issei. He stared through the window the whole lesson with a smile, remembering Kunou and the other girls. He already missed them and he wished to see them. After school, he decided to visit Kunou. He teleported into his previous room and saw Kunou on the bed doing nothing. She didn't notice Issei. "I miss Dad already," said Kunou. "I missed you too, Pumpkin," said Issei with a smile. Kunou immediately looked toward the voice she heard and saw Issei smiling. "Dad!" shouted Kunou as she rushed towards Issei and hugged him tightly. "I missed you, Dad," said Kunou. "Me too, Pumpkin," said Issei as he hugged her back. "How are you?" asked Issei. "Fine, I guess, but it's boring right now because my friends had to go somewhere with their mothers," said Kunou. "It's fine, I'm here and I can spend about 4 hours with you before leaving," said Issei. Kunou's smile grew from happiness. "Yay!" shouted Kunou. Suddenly the door opened and Yusaka came in. "What are you so happy about, Kun?" said Yusaka until she saw Issei. "Hello Yusaka, I came to spend some time with Kunou," said Issei. "Alright, just don't get into trouble," said Yusaka with a warm smile. But that Issei and Kunou left the temple to spend some time together and Issei spoiled her until he had to go back home. Next day, Issei woke up alone because he said he won't go to school today as he has important business to take care of. "So Drake, did he answer?" asked Issei. "Yes partner, but he won't come, you have to come to him," said Drake. "Alright, where is he right now?" asked Issei. "He's in Romania waiting for you, but be careful and don't drop your guard as I told you last time. He's an evil dragon, an extremely strong one at that. Try not to pick a fight," warned Drake. "Alright buddy, shall we go now or later?" asked Issei. "Right now would be the best choice. You should bring some backup, but since this mission is secret and Tannin is busy you have to go alone," said Drake. "Alright, that's how I planned anyway," replied Issei as he created his magic circle and disappeared in a flash. As he teleported into the place he sensed danger, so he created the strongest barrier he could, but saw that it wouldn't last long, he leapt to the side quickly before a fist made contact with Issei. Issei stood up and quickly had to block another barrage of fist attacks by a figure that appeared in front of him with a smirk spattered on his face. The attack stung Issei's arms and the pain made him feel anger that slowly grew. "Fuck off!" shouted Issei as he pushed the figure away and followed up with a right hook and an uppercut to the chin, sending the attacker flying far. "You pass," spoke the attacker. "Huh? I said you passed the test. I'll give you my soul fragment," replied Cromcrouch. "Wait, it's him." "Yes partner, it's the evil dragon you were searching for," replied Drake. "That was easier than I thought," said a surprised Issei. Cromcrouch just chuckled in response. "You don't want anything for it?" asked Issei. "No, because I'd rather have the world intact so I can fight strong opponents. Plus I know you will overuse dragon powers and when that happens you'll become a full-blown dragon, powerful at that, if your body will handle the stress, plus the soul fragments will return to their rightful owners, yes even Drake will return to his body," said Cromcrouch. "It just gives more benefits than nothing, the world is safe with strong opponents and you will become a powerful dragon that will reach if not surpass the heavenly dragons," explained Cromcrouch with a huge battle-hungry grin. "Drake, is that true?" asked stunned Issei. "Unfortunately yes. Once you overuse your dragon abilities and powers you will lose all your humanity and all of the souls including me will be released from the boosted gear," explained Drake. "Well, that's great and all except for me losing my humanity. That's the only thing left that shows me as a human. But I want you free from this gear, so I guess it's a small price to pay," said Issei with determination. Drake just smiled at Issei's words. "By the way, are you really building a dragon faction?" asked Cromcrouch. "Yup, if you want to visit sometime then please do. Now that we have a lot of lands, dragon apples growth increased by a lot, just don't try to fight everyone you see," said Issei. "Sure kid," answered Cromcrouch. "By the way, I was in the Chaos Brigade until now, so I can give you some information. There are 2 other evil dragons and they are strong, one of them expects your arrival and wants to fight you so be on your guard," warned Cromcrouch. "And those are?" asked Issei. Da Ka and Grendel, they are the most twisted evil dragons, so be careful as I said Kromkruch. I see, well see you later said Issei. Yeah, good luck kid said the evil dragon as he flew away. That was strange said Issei out loud as he created a magic circle and teleported in flames. He arrived back home and saw that he was still alone. That meant that the girls were still in school, so he decided to go to Murayama's house to talk with her old man. Issei was dressed in a blue jeans red t-shirt and his favorite leather jacket with 2 dragons on its back, one white and another red. He got ready and left. As he was walking toward her house he met Valerica, Murayama, Caddis, Ingvald, and Irina. Oh. Issei, what are you doing here? Asked Murayama. I'm going to talk with your old man replied Issei smirking. What now? Asked Murayama with wide eyes. Yep. I promised you that I'll talk with him later said Issei. Oh okay, I'll go with you then said Murayama as she hugged and kissed Issei out of happiness. The girls behind giggled at the actions of their harem sister. Murayama turned her head with a blush out of embarrassment. I love this said Issei. What do you mean by that? Asked Irina. What I mean is that I love how peaceful and pleasant your interactions are with the old group, there would be a fight of jealousy broken out by now. I'm happy that that's not the case here because I was getting tired of those pointless fights. The girl smiled. As you said these fights are pointless, we know that you love us all equally and harem sisters have to support each other and act as a family, not jealous or mad, we are family after all answered Valerica. Issei came up to them and hugged them in a group hug. I just don't get it said Issei. What do you mean? Asked confused Caddis. How am I even worthy of having you by my side said Issei. I love you my princesses said Issei. We love you too our red dragon prince said the girls in unison. What's with the nickname? Asked amused Issei. Well, you keep calling us princesses, so that makes you a prince replied Ingvald. Well alright, we'll see you at home. Let's go Mura? Asked Issei. Sure replied Murayama. The girls returned to the apartment while Issei and Murayama went to meet her father. They finally reached her house. Issei knocked on the door and soon it was opened by a man who looked like an average guy with brown hair. He was wearing a simple shirt and grey pants. Hello Murayama, is this him? Asked the father with a stern expression. Why yes father replied Murayama. I see you don't see much could you even protect a puppy from a fly? Mocked the old man. Of course I can old man, if you want proof how about a spar? Asked Issei with a battle-hungry grin. No, I don't want that. You can just use your aura so I can understand just how strong you are said Murayama's father. Sure, but not here said Issei as he created a magic circle underneath their feet and teleported somewhere secluded. Well, show me said the man. Issei just looked at him and started to flare his aura about 15%. Is that all? Weak said the old man. Issei just smirked and released 80% of his dominating aura. The old man was stunned by the power he was seconds from passing out but he wanted him to use all he had. While Murayama was worried that her father wouldn't stand the pressure. Still weak he said again. Issei now got angry. No dragon likes being mocked. He flared his aura full power out of fury, he flared his shadow supremacy with other dragon king's auras and evil dragon's aura to 5%. The old man couldn't withstand the pressure anymore even when he had created a powerful holy barrier. He puked out some blood, seeing this, Issei calmed down and suppressed his aura and rushed towards the old man who was on his knees and Murayama was holding him. Sorry I went overboard said Issei as he turned his head away in shame. The old man chuckled and got the attention of both Issei and Murayama. I see you found a rare one Murayama said the old man. Murayama blushed and turned her head away. Well, I see that you can protect her, so take care of her for me, said the old man. I'll protect her with my life said Issei as he teleported them back. It was rather dark outside. Murayama, you go ahead he'll catch up to you said the old man. She only nodded and left them alone. Just don't hurt her or I'll make you suffer. Trust me I won't I know how it feels said Issei as he took off too. I see, well good luck and look after her, she may be a handful at times, but she's dependable. Sure thing old man said Issei before leaving, but after walking a little he became worried. He couldn't find Murayama anywhere and started to panic because she couldn't have reached home that fast. Suddenly he heard a scream of a girl. Mura! Shouted Issei as he ran towards a dark alleyway. When he reached he saw 4 tall and muscular men surrounding Murayama who was resisting their approaches. Come on girl, don't scream, we just want to show you a really good time, said one of them. Hearing this Murayama froze. She was afraid, she even started to shake while whispering Issei help while started to sob. Issei of course heard what she whispered. He stepped into the alleyway. You better get out of here before I kill you, said Issei with killing intent as his eyes glowed. Why should we punk, trying to be a hero? Mocked him. I'm her boyfriend said Issei. And what are you gonna do about it? Mocked him again. I'll kill you. replied Issei. They shivered as an enormous wave of fear washed over them when they saw his eyes glow, so they just ran away. "We will let you go this time," said the jerks. Issei immediately went over to Murayama and hugged her while she cried into his shoulder terrified. "It's okay Mura, I'm here, everything is fine, I won't let you get hurt," said Issei. Murayama just fell asleep on him from all the stress as he picked her up bridal style and teleported home using shadows. The girls saw Issei come out of the shadows with Murayama in his hands. The girls got worried. "What happened?" asked concerned Ingvald. "She's just tired, some guys took her to an alleyway while I talked with her father for 2 minutes, I'm an idiot," said Issei as he went to his room to rest with Murayama. "I just promised to protect her, and the promise was broken only a moment later," thought Issei. After an hour or two other girls joined them for a peaceful night's sleep. When the morning came Issei woke up and sat up while panicking with sweat all over him and tears streaming down his face. All the girls woke up and saw Issei with a horrified face and tears while breathing unevenly. The girls got very worried and hugged him trying to calm him down. It worked as he regained his senses. "What happened, Ice?" asked Valerica. "I just had the worst nightmare I ever," said Issei, still terrified. Divide roared out Drake these words for the first time in a while. "What was the nightmare about to make you this terrified?" asked Ingvald. I saw all of you there," said Issei. "I saw you being hurt, assaulted, tortured while I was chained up on a wall by some kind of black chains and couldn't do anything. I screamed and begged them to stop, but they didn't, and you died. I activated the Juggernaut drive or something like that, only 1,000 times worse, and destroyed everything. I couldn't die as much as I wanted," said Issei as he started to cry even more remembering what he saw. "Truly, a horrible sight. I'm so sorry I couldn't do anything." Issei started to panic again. The girls stared at him feeling utter sadness. "I guess what happened yesterday to Mura rubbed onto me," said Issei. "It's okay, we are fine Issei, don't worry, besides you saved me yesterday anyway," replied Murayama trying to reassure Issei. "Yeah, but what if I was too late?" said Issei as he looked at Murayama and an image flashed of that horrible sight. He immediately hugged her. The sudden action spooked her a little. "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, please don't leave me." All the girls hugged him again and they stayed in silence. After some time Valerica spoke. "I think we should stay here today and not go to school," said Valerica. All the girls nodded while Issei fell asleep again. "Thank you for being here for my brother. I saw the nightmare too, I couldn't pull him out of it. It was a horrible sight. It was much worse than what he said too, he just said the short version. Well there it felt like days," said Drake as he was grateful and extremely worried. "How bad was it, Drake?" asked Ingvald. "1,000 times worse than what he told you," said Drake. "He doesn't want to worry any of you, and now after this nightmare, he most likely will go and do intense training to become more powerful to protect all of you. I suggest that you start training too, especially 2 human girls. I feel they have immense magical power, so you can teach them that, and please take care of him," said Drake as he went back to sleep. To keep Issei from thinking about the nightmare, they all went out to spend time together and relax when he woke up. It worked because Issei relaxed a bit and didn't think about the nightmare, but he did think about how to get stronger. They went to arcades, amusement park, and beach too. The summer ended not too long ago, the weather was hot enough for them to enjoy the beach day. When they got back home, Issei went to his room to do some thinking. While the girls gathered for a small meeting. "We need to get stronger for Issei and our sake. He worries too much because half of us can't protect ourselves," said Valerica. "And he's pushing himself so much already, and after that nightmare, he will overdo it," said worried Ingvald. "It's my fault," said Murayama. "If it's someone's fault, then it's ours too, not just yours, because he's doing this to protect even me who's supposed to be his rival," said Valerica. "So how do we get stronger?" asked Murayama. "I have an idea," said Ingvald. "What is it?" asked Irina. "Issei has another mate," said Ingvald. Valerica's eyes widened at realization. "That's right. Tiamat might help us get stronger," said Valerica. "Who's Tiamat?" asked Caddis. "She's a dragon king, a very powerful dragon and a mate of Issei too," answered Valerica. "Oh. Now I remember, Ingvald told about her once to us already in school," said Caddis. "So we will ask her for help?" asked Murayama. "Yes, tomorrow we will go ask her," said Ingvald. After some tea, they joined Issei in bed for a peaceful sleep. Thank you for watching part 4 of this video. If you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing and liking the video. I hope to see you in the next video.